Green plastic water.
AIDS is an acronym standing for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. Since the early studies of AIDS, its origin has been able to be tracked back to its start in Africa. However, the specific factors of the beginning of the AIDS epidemic have more to it than the first person infected with the self-shattering virus. The spread of the virus is quick, infected many people from men to pregnant mothers and their child. AIDS is an acquired virus, meaning that it's easily spread from body host to body host. It directly affects the person's immune system, making their power to fight any bacteria and other viruses weak and ineffective. HIV is spread through the only four bodily fluids: blood, semen, breast milk, and vaginal fluids, thus also making it an STD. The virus can be transmitted from mother to child as easily as in the womb. The HIV symptoms are usually very subtle and cannot be used to determine whether the virus is present in a person. The only way for that to be done is through an HIV test. Once the virus is detected, the person can soon commence treatment. As of 2015, there are no discovered cures for this virus. However, partaking in treatment will ensure that the virus does not multiply, allowing the people to live longer lives.
It just crumbles and burns.
David Quammen's newly released book, The Chimp and the River, studies back to what is perceived to be the very first case of AIDS virus to have been acquired by a human. The virus is traced back to Cameroon in the very early 1900s. Quammen's theory is that hunters would have acquired the immunodeficiency virus similar to the one of HIV after killing chimps and consumed their meat for food. These hunters would have unknowingly spread the virus through intercourse, and once the virus hit Congo, through its growing transportation network, the epidemic began.
The world's a mile.
The sex industry has always been a big part of history, and it usually goes unmentioned. In spite of that, the sex industry is a big part of the AIDS epidemic, as Africa's trade network became an industry due to the large amount of workers, mostly men who worked down the Congo River and railroads, caused the sex industry to flourish greatly. With a lack of care for safe sex, workers sat on and dispatched the virus, from worker to client and client to worker, creating a chain of uncontrollable spread. The drug industry also helped set for a worldwide epidemic. Illegal drug trade, which the use of injection drugs are one of the causes of HIV. When drugs are injected, HIV can be transmitted from sharing drug preparation or injection equipment with the person who has HIV. The relationship between drugs and AIDS also correlates to the vast help that the sex industry had in the spread of the disease. However, despite all the physical causes to the great AIDS epidemic in Africa, the real cause of it was the fact that the population were not aware of the existence of the AIDS virus. Without knowledge of it, no precautions were taken and no worries were given because people did not know what was on its way. No tests were taken to know who carried the virus. Mothers continued to breastfeed, sex workers did not take proper safety measures, and unsterilized needles continued to be used in lower-class hospitals and the streets. Once the virus was discovered, the spread had gone beyond control of the early medical ground, and not much could be done, especially due to the government's lack of care. Only in the late 90s were the correct medicinal measures brought to Africa.